Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Sam Allardyce has held his press conference today ahead of tomorrow night's game at Newcastle United. But before that, Ross Barkley's given a little bit of an update to where he is with his injury situation. He posted a picture on Instagram showing the scar on his hamstrings right down the length of the back of his leg, with the caption "Not long now." So hopefully that'll be another returning player to the Everton squad. Yesterday we seen Yannick Bolasie getting half an hour for the under-23s. Hopefully James Coleman's not too far away, and James McCarthy, but maybe Ross as well. Obviously we still don't know whether Ross Barkley be here after January, or whether he'll stay to the end of the season or what. His future's still up in the air. Obviously he's out of contract in the summer, but obviously he's just given everyone a little reminder that he's still here, and it shouldn't be too long till we see him kicking a ball, which is fantastic. As I said, Sam Allardyce gave his press conference today ahead of the game against Newcastle United, and obviously he was asked all the obvious questions concerning the Merseyside derby, and obviously he said he wasn't fussed. He mentioned the fact that the tactics were spot on after Liverpool had done so well in recent games, and Everton did what they had to do. One of the things he mentioned as well was communication between the senior players, Wayne Rooney, Phil Jagielka, and the management, and said basically they have to be the gap between the management and the players has got to come from the likes of those senior players. So if there's anything that needs to be tweaked, anything that needs to be sorted, that can come from those players, and that line of communication is open. So that was quite interesting to hear. Baines is still out. That probably means Cuco Martino will continue at left back. He also said regarding January, he said I have 31 pros if they are all fit. In all honesty, some areas and less in others. It's something I will try and even out. So we will fill areas we are short of a player, and any player who asks about options in January we will look at. So obviously he's probably certainly looking at left back, up centre forward, centre back, I would imagine, and he's making it clear to the players if they want to, if some feel like they're having their paths blocked by other players, they will certainly look to maybe let them go if they feel it's a pro, because he has mentioned quite a few times the squad size, and I don't think he's happy with the squad size. I think he thinks it's far too big. Obviously I've only been able to register 25 players. Obviously you can have under 23 players as well, but having a squad so big, I don't know whether he thinks it's appropriate to have that many players. We've seen this last year with the manager, with Ronald Koeman, around this time as well, looking to freeze players out and get rid of them, and we've seen a few go, and it probably might be the same as well, especially with the likes of Kevin Rallis, who possibly looking ahead of that World Cup and thinking he wants first team football. So it looks like we could see a few in and a few out in January. He also mentioned Davy Klaassen and Sandro. He said it's difficult for a player from abroad to settle immediately, more difficult when the club is struggling. Time is what they need sometimes. You come into a different culture, country, environment and training from the previous club. It's our responsibility to make sure they are comfortable at the club where they live and their partners are comfortable. So obviously Sam Allardyce is aware of the situation with both of the players. I'd like to see both players settle down and hopefully get chances. That mightn't happen. We might see the likes of Sandro go back to Spain. He might be the one. Davy Klaassen might just see it out to the end of the season. Obviously Holland are not in the World Cup, so it's not like he has to play every single game, but he might think it's better to just stick it out and see what happens. Sandro on the other hand might think going to somewhere like Valencia that have been linked with him, getting a chance to go in the Champions League, which is mad if he went to Valencia and got into the Champions League with them and stayed there. That would be incredible for a player who's not playing much football at Everton. So there wasn't much more come out of the press conference today. Obviously all the normal stuff you expect, but nothing mad. Another story from today is joe.co.uk have issued an apology. They did this thing on their website where they compared every club in the Premier League to a comedian. Sound. That's what they do. That's the kind of thing they do. Now they compared Everton to a comedian, an American comedian. I think he used to be in Seinfeld, something like that. Who obviously he was a very popular comedian, but had a massive downfall. He had a bit of a racist torrent on stage. Just went off on one completely. That got a lot of Evertonians annoyed. The intention was to say that Everton, obviously from the summer, have had a massive downfall, but linking someone who was abusive, racist, didn't sit well with some people. So they've issued an apology today, and obviously they've had ties with the club in the last 12 months. They had, I think, exclusive content last year of where the heart is, the homeless charity Everton been working with the under-23s, and they had a lot of interaction with the club. So they've had to make an apology today regarding that. So there's not much more else going on today. Obviously, the Reds are still moaning, the Reds are still falling off. It's got a little bit quieter, but they're still there in the background murmuring on. And obviously we've got the game tomorrow against Newcastle United. So probably going to be the same team, I imagine. Baines, as he said, is still out, and we'll have to find out probably Friday ahead of the Swansea game when he'll be back. So we'll let you know as soon as we know. Thanks for watching the Everton News Daily on Toffee TV, and we'll see you later.